Good evening everyone, and welcome to BSRTV for this, another round of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship, the Pro Series, coming to you here from Barber Motorsports Park. The full course, 2.38 miles, 16 corners, and the race is about to get underway. Sebastian Job is on the pole position with Wojciech Savidovic alongside him. I'm Adam Bath, and in the commentary box is Alex Simpson. Andrew Woodhouse will be racing in this race. We'll catch up with him after the race. He's just about to get started. But Alex, Barber Motorsports Park, we've never been here before. What can we expect in this first race?
This is going to be a great race. It's pretty tough to overtake around here, so people will be going for some risky moves, I'm sure, so we might see a few accidents here and there, like we do pretty much every week anyway.
Indeed. Championship standings, Wojciech Savidovic leads the standings by 159 points over Jamie Rushworth. Andreas Katz is in third, with Lee Thompson in fourth. Stelian Chepelevsky in fifth, David Baker in sixth, Ben Palmer in seventh, Ellis Stevens in eighth, Daniel Hunt in ninth, and Alex Smolensky in 10th position. Those are your top 10 in the standings. We'll quickly run you through the grid as well. Sebastian Job on pole, Wojciech Savidovic second, Andreas Katz in third, Stelian Chepelevsky fourth, Ashley Sutton fifth, Lee Thompson 6th, David Baker 7th, Jamie Rushworth in 8th, Ben Palmer in 9th, and Ellis Stevens is in 10th position. Andrew Woodhouse will be starting down in 25th place. 15 laps around this racetrack. We've never been here before, as we said. Alex, it's undulating. How will the Kia Optima handle in these opening few laps, especially since we've never been here before?
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough for a few guys out there as we're getting ready to get underway here at Barber.
Here we go then, 15 laps. And the green light is on and we're underway, and away they go, and it's a very good start by the GT Omega car in 4th place of Stelian Chepelevsky as we head in towards the first corner. They're all going to keep it clean, and they are doing a very good job, it looks like. Sebastian Job moving away already from Savidovic. 3rd place, Andreas Katz keeping a watchful eye as well. I think everyone's been able to make it through the first corner without any problems. Lee Berridge is around in the Team Carnage car at the back. But apart from that, everyone has made it through the first few corner without incident as we head down towards the left-hand hairpin.
Yeah, tricky that first sector there. Everybody's done such a great job managing to work their way through there. I've seen no instance. We've still got it's a good 40 odd cars out there now. So yeah, 40 exactly. Lee Berridge at the back at the moment. So as they built their way through that tricky chicane, I hear a little bit of contact further back. I think that's just people checking up and maybe just a little bit of bumper rubbing going on there. Look at all the Pete Newman cars almost line of stand there in the background.
Side-by-side battle already for 7th place was between David Baker and Jamie Rushworth, and it looked like Baker came out on top there, and that's now allowed Ben Palmer to try and get onto the back of the Powermax cars. We head through this left-right section of the racetrack. Fantastic set of corners here at Barber Motorsports Park. You go over this hill and then back down before heading back up the hill again in towards the final corner, and Ben Palmer just not able to make an overtake happen there, but Ellis Stevens in 10th place. He is keeping a watchful eye on that Engine Oils Direct car already. He's right onto the back of him as we head through the final corner as Ben Palmer runs all over the grass, and Stevens senses an opportunity here. I think he's just a bit too far back to get anything done as we have it over line for the first time, but it's Sebastian Job leading, Wojciech Savidovic 2nd, Andreas Katz in 3rd, Ashley Sutton 4th, Stelian Chepelevsky in 5th place, Lee Thompson in 6th, David Baker in 7th, Jamie Rushworth in 8th, Ben Palmer is in 9th position, and Ellis Stevens rounds out the top 10 as we head over the hill on lap number 2. Stevens has got a good run now on Ben Palmer. He looks to the outside as Ben Palmer is defending the inside line as we head in towards the left-hander, the hairpin, and his contact as well. Further up, I don't know whether there was any contact. In the upper placings, however, there was definitely the sounds of it as now Ellis Stevens is under pressure from the Oculus car behind of Steve Hefford. They're going to go side by side into this right section, and this is where you don't want to go side by side. And now Steve Hefford's on that to try, and huge contact there. That was Simon Field and Daniel Hunt, and that has allowed Simon Field to go into the gravel. Blimey, Alex, that was a bit wild there.
Yeah, everybody's still trying to settle themselves down, find a bit of a rhythm at the moment, and yeah, it looks like they're struggling a little bit out there. And yeah, a little bit of contact, so easy to happen through that sort of twisty downhill chicane section there, and appeared to have a little bit of frame rate issues coming through on the stream. I'm afraid there's not an awful lot I can do about that. We had a few technical issues right at the start of the stream. I tried to get it set up in about 10 minutes flat, and I think we may have missed a couple of things, so apologies for that. I will see if there's anything we can do in the interval.
Rounds complete lap number 2 then, as who was that going off? I think that might have been number 8. It looked like a Pete Newman media car, and that means that now they're into the clutches Oh, sorry, Alex, I'm just looking at the wrong thing. Savinovic then 0.4 of a second behind Sebastian Jobe. Last time around was 0.2 of a second quicker than the Apex Racing TV car. However, we've seen in many of the rounds so far this season, Alex, how good Sebastian Jobe is in qualifying and in race 1.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think Savinovic always says that he wants to try and get a run on Seb, and this is his opportunity. He hasn't dropped back in these opening laps like he has done in some previous weeks, so can put him under a little bit of pressure, and I'm sure we're going to see a good race for the remaining, what are we now, 12 laps left of this race.
Bassel was shaping up for 5th place between Stelian Chepelevsky and Lee Thompson. Lee Thompson's just dropped back a bit. Stelian Chepelevsky in 5th place, as there they go, through the left-right section, and then down towards the second of the left-right sections. This part of the racetrack is very hard to overtake on. Whereabouts do you see the main overtakes happening in this race, Alex? Down in that left-hand hairpin at the beginning of the lap?
I think really the hairpin's the main one. People get turn 1, 2 just a little bit wrong, then gives them just makes them a little bit vulnerable into that hairpin. Really, the only other position is going to come from when drivers just make a mistake going over the crest there. That's quite blind before the. I'm not quite sure what they call the name of that sort of second from last corner. It's like the snail turn or something silly like that. So yeah, very tricky corner that is, and easy to run wide and catch a wheel, and you can end up in the pit lane before you know it.
Field's starting to spread out. An update on Andrew Woodhouse. Andrew Woodhouse started in 25th place, is now up to 22nd, and he's 0.5 of a second behind Tim Mawson, his Apex Racing TV teammate. So good job from Andrew Woodhouse, and it looks like he's inside the reverse grid placings, if I'm not very much mistaken, so he could have a shot at being near the front of the grid in race number 2. Battle at the front though resumes. 0.3 of a second between Wojciech Savinovic and Sebastian Jobe. You were saying earlier, Alex, Wojciech Savinovic, he hasn't had the opportunity to really stick it to Sebastian Jobe. For some reason, in the previous race meetings, he's always had a bit of a terrible start and ended up in the midfield pack. However, now we'll start to see what he's all about. Lap times last time around, Sebastian Jobe was quicker by a few hundredths over Wojciech Savinovic. How Savinovic looks like he's putting the foot to the floor this time around. We're heading in towards this latter part of the lap where we really see the handling on these Kia Optimas through this long right-hander. It almost reminds me of turn 1 in Shanghai. It is that long as they head through the corner now and in towards the final corner. 0.4 of a second. I think Savinovic is too far away to get anything done this time around. However, he seems to be right with him.
Yeah, he was using absolutely every last little bit of track through there. You see him bumping all over the curbs here, there and everywhere. He's leaving nothing left at the moment. Deb looks like he's sort of fairly controlled out there. He knows that he just needs to make this, like I say, this area of the track, get that right. It's going to be very, very difficult for Savinovic to make a move.
Great battle unfolding here for 17th place between Matt Walker, Benjamin Hackerson, Stanimir Zuzov, and who's that going down the inside? Laura Bond. So Laura Bond up into 19th place, Stanimir Zuzov down to 20th, Tim Mawson 21st, and Andrew Woodhouse keeping a watchful eye in 22nd as well. Laura Bond up into 19th. This is a great battle. It's probably the closest battle we've got on track at the moment, and it's all over 16th place. Andrew Whitehead leading this battle in the purple Engine Oils Direct car. Matt Walker in 17th, Ben Hackerson in 18th with Laura Bond in 19th. That battle seems to have settled down the moment we go to it. However, I think we might have to go back to the front battle once again, Alex, because 0.2 of a second now separates Sebastian Jobe and Wojciech Savinovic, and this battle's definitely shaping up now as Savinovic has a look down the inside. Not close enough. Harry was closer than he was a lap ago. Lap times last time around 0.1 of a second quicker Wojciech Savinovic. So he is slowly edging in on the Apex Racing TV car, and I think we're about to see what Sebastian Jobe is all about. We haven't seen him really in close battles so far this season. In race 1, I think in one of the races he might have had over a 10-second lead by the end of it. Over the line we go, lap 6 of 15. So we're not even halfway through this race yet, and I think we're definitely shaping up for a really tasty battle at the front.
Yeah, Katz actually was, the previous lap was just a little bit quicker and starting to close back in, but slower at that time. Actually, these two now seem to be sort of just stretching their legs a little bit and pulling away from Katz, and Sutton's falling back from Katz as well. So, four really separating out there.
Sebastian Jobe and Wojciech Savinovic had contact there at the hairpin, and Sebastian Jobe went wide, and that's now allowed Savinovic to get right onto the back of him. Wojciech, the season 6 champion, trying to muster his way past the young Sebastian Jobe as we head through the right-hander and through this left section, and then down into this hard braking zone at the next corner as we head on towards this fast section of the racetrack. We've got a back marker in front of them. Who is it? It is Scott Malcolm in the Laser Tools car. And now Savidovic, I think he's just dropped back a bit now, 0.4 of a second. I don't know whether he was able to not work his way through the left or right-handers as much as he wants, as good as he wanted to. Andreas Katz, though, Alex, is starting to close in, 0.4 of a second behind.
Just need to interrupt you, sorry, just as we were talking there, Kevin Noon and John Roberts were having a little battle through the downhill chicane as well, and there's a huge gaggle of cars there. That's maybe 10 cars there in line as well, so that's for 25th place. But yeah, that was super close on track, but let's jump back towards the battle up front, and like you say, Cat's really starting to close in now, half a second behind.
Battle for lead. I don't think we've seen that in race 1 much in the BRSTC. 9 laps to go then in this opening race here at Barber Motorsports Park, and that Laser Tools car, hopefully it doesn't cause too much of a problem for these leaders. Hopefully they've got the blue flags shown to them, and they will hopefully move out of the way as we head down towards the hairpin. And it looks like Katz is now trying to get past Savidovic. Savidovic 0.5 of a second now behind Sebastian Job. Lap times last time around, Savidovic 1/10 of a second slower. So I don't know whether that bit of contact at the hairpin is going to compromise him, and this looks like the traffic might not work in his favour as we work through this hairpin, and he gives the Laser Tools car of Scott Malcolm a nudge at the back there. We've seen there, Alex. Really, it can only go single file through there, and unfortunately that hasn't worked out for Wojciech Savidovic.
No, not at all. Katz wasn't able to take advantage of it though. There was just absolutely nowhere through there. Just had to check up as well. So unfortunate for Katz. That was definitely an opportunity. Any other corner, he might have been able to have a little look.
Battle for 8th place is heating up between David Baker and Jamie Rushworth. We saw them battling on the opening lap of the race, and now they're battling once again, the Season 7 champion versus the Season 4 champion. So, and Jamie Rushworth is giving it to him. He's going around the outside, and will he get the move done into the final corner? Thinks better of it. There are still 8 laps to go in this race, and I don't think you want a wrecked race car this early in the evening. Over the line they go. David Baker in 7th, Jamie Rushworth in 8th. Let's run you through the top 10. Sebastian Job continues to lead. Wojciech Savidovic 2nd, Katzen still in 3rd, Ashley Sutton in 4th, Zelian Czepelewski in 5th, Lee Thompson 6th, Baker and Rushworth, as we're watching here, battling over 7th and 8th, Ben Palmer in 9th and Ella Stevens in 10th, Hefford is 11th, Daniel Hunt is in 12th, Newman in 13th, Harry's only 0.2 of a second behind Hunt, Stephen Burke in 14th, Richard Gore in 15th, Andrew Whitehead 16th, 17th, Ben Hackerson, 18th, Matt Walker, 19th, Laura Bond, and Andrew Woodhouse now up into 20th position as Jamie Rushworth continues to apply the pressure on David Baker. But as Alex was saying, this part of the racetrack is very hard to overtake on. Practically you've got to go single file through this quick sequence of corners, right, left, right, and now who's out in front battling? Oh, so it's just a back marker, Scott Malcolm and Lee Thompson just working their way past each other, and now they're cut. David Baker's going to have to get on the brakes because Scott Malcolm's in front of him and he's got nowhere to go. Is Jamie Rushworth going to capitalise on this? No, I was expecting him to close in quite a bit on him, but obviously that hasn't worked. David Baker remains in 8th place.
Yeah, Rushworth's probably just a little bit hesitant there. Didn't want to make a move, fearing that might have to check up all of a sudden. So not had the best season so far, Jamie. So he just wants to collect some points here. I think perhaps a different mindset out there, and he knows he's in a strong position right now, 8th place. Good clutch of points that he could be getting. There's a lot of competition out there ahead of him, and he's not going to make any rash moves trying to pick up a few extra points.
This is the closest battle we got on track at the moment between David Baker and Jamie Rushworth, and Baker runs wide through the long right-hander, and surely that's going to give the advantage to Rushworth, and it does. So Jamie Rushworth through into 7th place, and it looked really like a mistake there from David Baker, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. I said that, that turn 2 is very easy to get that wrong. These cars want to understeer through there quite a lot, and you really put those front tyres through the paces around that section of the track. So it's left-hander into almost a media beacon, and then that long right. So you get that just a little bit wrong, and the car's just going to wash out like we saw Baker do there. And Jamie just got his line perfect and was able to capitalise on that. And so much so that Baker wasn't even able to get a run to try and fight back at the hairpin.
Battle resumes at the front Savidovic last time around 0.3 of a second quicker than Sebastian Jobe, and he's right back on to the Apex Racing TV car as we're now about to get 6 laps to go in this round 15 of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship, through the right-hander, the penultimate corner, and into the final corner. It's so important to set yourself up through this left-hander so you can get the best possible speed down the straights. Andreas Katz running just a little bit wide there, 0.6 of a second behind Wojciech Savidovic, Andreas Katz, and if these two hit each other like they did a few laps ago, I'm sure that Katz will be right back in the thick of this action. Through turn 2, the long right-hander leading on to the back straight, heading towards probably one of the most important overtaking spots on the racetrack. Savidovic not as close as he wants to be this time around, however 1/10 of a second quicker once again. I think Savidovic has probably got the quicker car, Alex, at the moment.
Yeah, I think you might be right actually. Just seems to be that the car's just holding on a little bit better. Initially it looked like Seb was going to pull away to start with, but Kat's definitely faster in this section, using the draft as well just to make sure that he really gets a load of pressure onto Sebastian as they approach the tricky downhill chicane, using all of the curb, the right hand curb, the left hand curb, everything there. Savidovic catches that little groove on the inside there that helps pull the car around. Seb misses it, so yeah, going to get a little bit of a run, but I just think he's still going to be too far back. This is as close as we've ever seen him.
Yeah, let's see what happens as we head in towards the second of these left-right chicanes, and Savidovic closes in under braking, just not close enough to mount a challenge, and he doesn't use the curbs like Sebastian Jobe did, and that might work in his favour as we go through the long right-hander. Too far away surely to go down the inside into the penultimate corner, but he's going to give the Apex Racing car just a little bit of a nudge as we work through the final corner. We're going to get 5 laps to go as we get to the line. Let's see what the lap times are like this time around. Over the line they go now, and Sebastian Jobe 1:28.5, Savidovic 1:28.3, and both of them look like they were going to go wide there through turn 1. They're right on the ragged edge here, and of course these drivers have never raced here before in the Kia Optima, so this is all brand new to them. The Barber Motorsports Park, the first time we've raced here in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Over the top of the hill and down towards turn 4, the hairpin. Savidovic on the inside line, cuts back in to get a bit of a tow. Down the inside, is it going to be a done deal? No. Too far behind to get the move done, but he's got the speed on the exit. Sebastian Jobe having to defend, and surely Savidovic can't lunge it down the inside here. It is all single file through this right, left, right section, and he's going to go for, I think, oh, close there, but Sebastian Jobe grimly holds on for what looks like another lap, Alex.
I think Katz is in a really strong position right now. Katz actually just waiting for these guys to sort of make something, and he's going to hopefully slip into the lead. I think that's his idea. He's not putting any pressure on those guys, just hoping that they're going to force each other off the track. It looks like Rushworth is having some connection issues, but has made his way past Lee Thompson as well. So Rushworth up into 6th place, being cautious, but he's making ground.
And whilst this lead battle has been going on, Andrew Woodhouse has worked his way up into 17th place, so he managed to get past that gaggle of Laura Bond, Matt Walker, Russell Layla. So fantastic job from Andrew Woodhouse, of course, from 25th on the grid up to 17th. Certainly better than Donington Park in the Endurance Series last time around. Over the timing line we go, 4 laps to go now, and Savidovic is still behind Sebastian Jobe, and I think he's probably now starting to shape up Sebastian Jobe, just learning about his weaknesses and where he can get the move done, and possibly use the elements of surprise perhaps on the final few laps of the race. He's not as close as he was a lap ago.
There's a good battle forming up here as well. Looking at it on screen now, Ben Palmer, Ellis Stevens and Steve Hefford, so separated by half a second at the moment. You could throw a blanket over all 3 actually, very close. Great battle. It looks like Ellis might get an opportunity to have a look this time. Palmer just defends the inside. Ellis is going to have to go around the outside, but on the brakes does a fantastic job there. He's using that wide line, he needs to get on the power early to make this move stick. He's going to have the opportunity to get side by side going into this tricky left-hander. It's just whether or not he's willing to risk the move here. He does.
Oh no!
Just goes wide. Palmer.
It's going to have to go off.
Yeah, he sort of holds on to it, cheeky, but actually
I think he
end
might
up losing a place to Hefford here as well.
And whilst that battle was unfolding, Sebastian Jobe has lost the lead to Wojciech Savidovic. We'll hopefully get it on the replay for you, but Stevens now in 9th, Steve Hefford in 10th position, with Ben Palmer dropping down to 11th.
Yeah, just trying to bring that up on a replay now. Hopefully we can see where that happened. So just on board now with Wojciech, heavy into the braking zone, into the hairpin there, and I think actually Seb just got himself out of that. He felt like perhaps he was going to get hit there, so he just give the room to Svidovic, let him have the apex in the corner, and that's what really let it through. So good aggressive driving from Svidovic. Didn't make contact at all, I might add. So from the pair of them, great drive in there.
Good move by Svidovic, and now it's all about whether Sebastian Job can stick it to the Season 6 champion, and it looks like he's doing that at the moment, coming out of the left-hander. Andreas Katz still 0.6 of a second behind, so he's just waiting for them to go skating off into the gravel at one point. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Svidovic and Job practically running away with this championship. They've won quite a bit this season, and Svidovic wanting to build on his 159-point lead over Jamie Rushworth, who's currently sitting in 6th position. Battles on track. There's a battle on track between Ellis Stevens and Steve Heffer. 1/10 of a second between them, and that is why they're side by side into the right section of the track at the back of the racetrack. And Stevens down the inside, and I think that means he holds on to his 9th position. So Steve Heffer still desperately trying to find a way past him.
Yeah, and also David Baker closing in on Lee Thompson as well for 7th and 8th, that battle there. We've got Richard Gore closing in on Steve Burke. Actually, these guys have been fighting it out for some time now. Just 0.3 of a second separate those two. Andrew Whitehead, 0.3 of a second behind Benjamin Hackson as well. So a lot of individual battles going off there, and apologies that we can't cover it all. Laura Walker closing back in on Andrew Woodhouse. She wants to pick back up one of those places. Woodhouse up to 16th place. Tim Mawson just 0.8 of a second behind Rob Umley, who in turn has got Zuzov 0.3 of a second behind him. So great battles all the way through with just 2 laps left of this race.
Andrew Woodhouse and Laura Bond then. This is a fantastic battle between the league commentator and the league admin as we head through the final corner. Laura Bond definitely shaping up Andrew Woodhouse now. Andrew, you're going to have to go on the defensive, which he does. Laura Bond, will she try an outside move in towards turn 1, run a penultimate lap of the race here? Laura Bond round the outside, and will Woodhouse give her enough room? He does, and Laura Bond down the inside into 16th place. Woodhouse will have the run on the outside, and Laura Bond is just clear. Andrew Woodhouse will have the straight line speed as we head over the hill. And look at this, Matt Walker coming into play as well in the Team OGR car. In towards the left-hander with the hairpin. They're free abreast, and Woodhouse has got the position. No, here comes Matt Walker on the inside. And I think Woodhouse and Laura Bond were stuck together. And Woodhouse, where has he gone? He's back on, but he's down in 19th place, unfortunately. Great battle, though.
Yeah, that's going to continue, I'm sure. We've got, just looking back up front again, Sebastian just losing a little bit of ground on Svidovic now. We said Svidovic perhaps had the pace out there today, and it's just going to show that now as he's just stretching his legs once again. 0.2 of a second faster as they cross the line. They're pulling away from Katz now that they're not battling once again.
Final lap of the race then. 0.7 of a second between Svidovic and Job. Andreas Katz 0.9 of a second behind, so it looks like your top 3 is sorted. Ashley Sutton in 4th place with Stelian Chepelewski in 5th, Jamie Rushworth in 6th, Lee Thompson in 7th with David Baker in 8th, and the battle continues between Steve Hefford and Ellis Stevens. Hefford through into 9th place now, and Stevens gives him a nudge up the rear. Pete Newman keeping a watchful eye in 11th place as well, heading towards probably one of the crucial overtaking spots on the racetrack. I don't think Stevens is close enough, but he's got a good run over the top of the hill. Will he have a lunge down the inside towards the left-hander, and Hefford covering the inside line, and Stevens does a good job of not running into the back of him as we work our way through the left-hander. And Stevens I think we'll have to make a lunge at some other part of the lap, because I don't think he's going to do it here, and he's going to have to go on the defensive soon from Pete Newman as we head our way through the right section. And I think Stevens is just a bit too far away as Svidovic now is working his way through the final few corners on the lap. Sebastian Job too far away to get anything done, and Wojciech Svidovic, the championship leader, works his way through the final corner, checkered flag in the air, and race 15 of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship goes to Wojciech Svidovic. He takes another win to aid his championship fight, with Sebastian Job in 2nd, and that will surely move him up the standings as well. Andreas Katz in 3rd. In 4th place was Ashley Sutton. Pretty quiet race for him, for the Renault Clio Cup driver. Stelian Chepelewski in 5th. Jamie Rushworth in 6th. Lee Thompson 7th. David Baker in 8th. Scott Malcolm in... Steve Hefford is coming through to take 9th place ahead of Ellis Stevens. Great battling between him and the Season 1 and 2 champion. Pete Newman 11th. In 12th place it is Stephen Burke, just ahead of Richard Gore. 14th place, here comes Ben Hackerson ahead of Andrew Whitehead in 15th. Matt Walker manages to get 16th place in the end after that amazing battle between him, Andrew Woodhouse, and Laura Bond, who comes across the line in 17th. Russell Lader in 18th, and Andrew Woodhouse comes across the line in 19th place. A great battle and a great race by Andrew Woodhouse after starting 25th. 20th was Robert Plumley, and the rest of them come across the line. Robert Graham 11th, Stanimir Zuzov in 22nd, Tim Mawson 23rd, Julian Familiares on his return to the championship in 24th. 25th was Simon Field after that contact in the early laps. 26th, John Roberts, Jay Wright 27th, and the rest of them come across the line. And Alex, it started off slow, but the race proved to be quite exciting in the end.
Yeah, great race actually. It proved that very difficult to overtake there. A lot of drivers struggling to get past. I mean, Wojciech really had one opportunity, I think, to get by, and he took it there. So great driving from him, and just nowhere really anyone else could fight back there. And Rushworth as well needs to be picked up on. He made a fair few places as well. There's some great battles, and it just looked like, once you got in it, I think that was those little packs, that was where you could make places up when guys were fighting hard, and you can sort of capitalise on other people trying to make places and slowing up a couple of cars there. So just as we saw with our co-commentator, who I believe might be available for a little chat.
How are we doing?
Hello buddy, yeah, looked like a good strong race for you out there. Made up a lot of places early on, but lost a few at the end there. It's tough out there by the look of it.
It is tough out there. I put too much fuel in it, so I have about 10 laps more fuel than I need. But
didn't seem to stop you though. Slow you down. Didn't seem to slow you down.
It didn't at first, and then unfortunately I think I just killed the tyres. I was too heavy, and yeah. No, it was good. I had some really good races with Laura, and I need to apologise to Tim because I might have hit him a couple of times. But no, it was good. It was enjoyable, and that's what it's all about. It's tough to overtake here, though, guys.
Yeah, we saw
very
that.
tough.
Reverse grid time, I think, for the second race of the evening. Cars, I always forget this, Alex. It's cars eligible from 15th to 25th, is it? Or 26, okay, so 15th was Andrew Whitehead, 16th Matt Walker, 17th
19,
Laura Bond.
Please.
Yeah, 19 indeed. 18th Russell Lader, 19th Andrew Woodhouse, 20th Robert Plumley, 21st Robert Graham, 22nd Stanimir Zuzov, 23rd Tim Mawson, 24th Julian Familiares, and Simon Field 25th with John Robertson 26th. Alex, over to you.
Yeah, let's bring it up on screen right now. Do our dummy rolls as always. We've got 23rd, 16th, 15th, and the pole position is going to go to 20th. Sorry, Andrew.
Second place, so Andrew for the second race. Robert Plumley will go on to pole position with Andrew Woodhouse second, Russell Laidler in third, Laura Bond in fourth, and Matt Walker in fifth. Andrew, with possibly changing the fuel for the second race.
Yes.
Do you think you have a chance of taking your second win in the BRSTC?
No, I don't have a chance at all. No, my tyres. Well, if my tyres are like that at the end of the second one, then I'm not going to have a chance at all. But great racing out there, definitely, and it was a lot of fun. The car's quite nice around here as well. If you have a good set, I think I've got. So you never know, boys, but it's unlikely, to be honest.
Okay, well, we'll step aside.
Might need a few safety cars, Adam.
Yes, indeed, yeah. We'll step aside for a few minutes. Wojciech Savidovic, the winner of race 15 of the BRSTC. What will he be able to do in the second race? Join us in a few moments. We'll be getting ready for race 16 of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship.